let's move to the English Premier League fixtures for the week. First game that I want us to look at today is Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. Nottingham Forest is a team that is currently in crisis. Owner Maranakis fired manager Nuno Espirito de Santo that gave them a fantastic run last season, got them into the Europa League spot, I think. But all of a sudden, he has brought in Ange Postecoglou from Tottenham, who had a horrible season last season in the league, but somehow managed to win the Europa League final against Man United. Now, Nottingham Forest are having a terrible run in the league so far, and they face Chelsea. Enzo Maresca, amazing so far with Chelsea this season. If you look at it, they defeated Liverpool in their last game. Shock result for some people, but a very pleasurable result for some people if you're an Arsenal fan. So looking at this fixture, Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest, it looks like it's going to be a really interesting game.
Yeah, so for me, I really do think that it will only be interesting from the Chelsea perspective. Because each time I look at this Nottingham Forest dilemma, I keep being reminded of the song we sang while I was still in primary school. Some have food but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food.
Yeah.
You know, the owner of Nottingham Forest,
Maranakis, the Greek man,
he felt that Nuno Espirito Santo was underperforming. You know, like he wanted Chris Wood and Anthony Elanga to have been the players he wanted to win the league with. He was already seeing himself as the Leicester City of 2016.
Yeah.
So he was upset. You know, the thing is that the Nuno set the bar too high because at a point in time he was even second on the table.
Yeah.
So if he had been battling relegation at the start of the season, and then
he would have appreciated that performance. Yes.
So what he saw was that the team was declining and he was furious, and then he had so many. There was a point in time when after a game he came down from the VIP box, was on the stadium berating Nuno Espirito. That was the day I knew that the relationship was broken, because I cannot imagine Ted Boley berating Maresca right in the on the pitch. I cannot imagine Radcliffe berating Amorim, who is under fire, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you brought in an Ange Postecoglou, whose charm is in the second season.
Of course.
Not the first.
He always wins in his second season.
His charm is in the on the second year. That's when his lucky charm seems to be in effect. And then you're bringing a coach that finished even below Manchester United last season. They finished 16th. Now, it was just a stroke of luck that they won the Europa League.
Yeah.
You know, because they had a very strong defense. You know,
they played against a very weak United side.
The weakest Manchester United team we've had in 30 years. In more than 30 years. That's the weakest Manchester United team. And then they beat them, piped them to a 1-0 victory. And
I think it's the most boring final I've ever seen in my life.
It was like
it was a terrible football game to watch.
Yeah, it was a very weak game.
Yes, it was terrible.
Both fans were just, you know, it was one of the few games that, one of the few finals that the fans could not really boast. Like, I'm going to defeat you.
Exactly.
I'm expecting so and so player to perform magic. Yes. It was one of such. I'm a Manchester United fan. We went to the match hoping for a miracle, and I had Tottenham fans that, you know, many of them, you know, there are few in Nigeria, but there are some I communicate with online. They also went into the game
with agitation, not knowing what to expect.
With the same mentality. They were expecting to lose by even 3 goals. I was telling them, look, my team cannot score more than even 2.
Because at that time, Ange had this high line philosophy.
Yes,
so if you can if you can get your long balls across the high line,
and I remember saying that the team that scores first was going to win.
Somehow United were horrible in that game. But now it's with Nottingham Forest, and they host Chelsea.
I think it's going to be a 3-0 victory for Chelsea. You know, I think the injury blow to Kopama,
Mm.
the injury blow to Kopama is devastating for the Chelsea team, but
Yeah,
they have players that can,
that can
yes,
cover up in
they still
midfield.
have
Yes,
João Pedro, they have Estevao, they have
Mo-
Enzo, they have
Caicedo,
Caicedo,
the
who is,
best six in the league right
yes,
now.
you
Yes,
understand the point. So
yeah,
the Chelsea will want to, they have just 11 points now, and they are 5 points behind Arsenal,
yeah,
who are topping the league.
yes,
So they won't want to, be far behind Arsenal,
of course,
because I
of
think the
course.
ambition of the Chelsea team is to win the league this year. So, and I think they will want to, start pad.
Mm.
They want to get their strikers on the score sheet.
Although Chelsea fans will tell you that they are not in a title race,
Who are they
but
deceiving?
of course everybody wants to win the league. Even Nottingham Forest
Wanted to win
wanted
the
to
league
win
last
the league
season.
last season. All right. So Chelsea currently are seventh in the league, 11 points. But for me, I always say that I don't look at the league table until around December. Because if you are competing against a team like Liverpool or Man City, if they give you a a big gap by December,
Even a
then you
4 point,
know
5 point gap
gap by
will be
December
very difficult
against
to.
Man City, or you know
Yes,
that
it'll be
you're in
very difficult
trouble.
to.
So for now, it's just Chelsea still seventh with 11 points. Nottingham Forest in the relegation quarters. I don't see Ange turning this around. I don't. I think it will get worse. I think he will get fired
It
along the
might get better,
line.
but not this weekend. Chelsea is definitely going to beat them
Even if they are
by
going
3
to
0.
they are going
Yes,
to get better.
it's not
I,
going to
I hope
be.
they can turn it around this weekend. I really hope they can. Because of course, for banter's sake, I hope they can, but I don't see it happening. So your prediction is 3-0
Yes, a
Chelsea.
3-0 win for Chelsea. I see Estevao getting on the score sheet again. That boy is a gem.
Chelsea. The defense line for Chelsea is one of my worries. But the Chelsea midfield looks really good. Caicedo and Enzo together look really good in that
And then
midfield.
when Lavia is fit,
When
oh, sorry,
Lavia is fit and comes into, also currently Caicedo is in the shout for one of the best defensive
he
midfielders
has the most
in
man of the
Europe.
match awards
Yeah,
in the Premier League now.
okay,
3.
yeah. So he is there. Okay, I'll predict a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. Nottingham Forest should at least get a goal because they're at home. A 2-1 victory for Chelsea on the day. Okay, we'll move to let's do the Arsenal Fulham game. Fulham will be hosting Arsenal in London. It's a London derby. Fulham have not had a very good season, but they've also not been bad.
They drew
Arsenal,
Manchester United.
yeah, they are a draw against Man United. Lost to Chelsea, controversial decision from the referee for the first goal. They could have been a goal up. The goal was cancelled, and then Chelsea came back
Of
and
course.
just beat them. So Fulham take on Arsenal. It's a London derby. It's always a difficult ground for Arsenal to go to. Arsenal top of the league. Know that Liverpool have a tricky game on Sunday, so it's another opportunity for them to extend their lead on the table.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't care Arsenal's form in the past years
Yeah,
at the Craven Cottage.
yeah.
What is very certain right now is that Arsenal has the best defense in the world. To me, they
Okay.
have the best defense in the world,
Mm,
because you don't score Arsenal that often. You don't even score them more than once.
yeah.
They have this partnership between there's a telepathic partnership
Saliba and
between,
Gabriel, yes.
yes, and then behind them Raya, one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Mm,
And then there's a way they can dictate the play. They know when to defend, they know when to attack, they know when to
mm,
play with the ball. They are very good defensively and offensively from
yeah.
set pieces. So what this means is that it will be very, very difficult for them to lose against Fulham.
Mm.
And the highest Fulham should be playing for should be a draw.
Okay.
But I see Arsenal piping them by a
Mm,
goal or maybe even 2.
okay.
Because obviously Arsenal is going to dominate. They're going to
Mm,
detect play. They're going to detect when to attack or when to
mm,
just play with the ball. So it's definitely, for me, it's going to be a 1 or 2 goal victory for
for Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't see Fulham, beating Raya.
Okay. For me, Fulham, yeah, good season so far, but they can be better. At least they have about 2 former Arsenal players in that team. Alexander Iwobi and of course Emil Smith Rowe will be playing. 2 Niger boys also. In fact, 3 Niger boys now really. Chukwueze,
Yeah,
Iwobi, and Calvin Bassey,
Bassey.
who is a rock in that Super Eagles defense. I must commend him. He was fantastic in the 2 games. Um,
He's a ball playing left-footed centre back.
yeah, and it looks like he's very good. I
He's
expect him to
decent.
leave
Yeah,
Fulham.
he's a very decent
I'm sure
footballer.
he'll get a big deal out of Fulham, and he's still very young. So, but okay, tough game for Arsenal. For me, Arsenal just needs to get the points they can get. Grab your 3 points now, and hope that
So by how many goals?
Liverpool draw points in their own game. Okay, I'm trying to analyze the game first. Calm down. Okay, and of course, I want to see if they came back from the international break with any injuries. Okay, that could also play a major role. Saka scored during the international break. Eze scored.
What
Merino
about
is scoring like a striker for Spain. I
Mr.
don't
Face Mask?
understand. Mr.
Face
Mr.
Mask.
Face Mask is on a drought, unbelievably. Himself and Isak somehow are on a drought for the national team. It's crazy. He has not scored for about 9 months now for Sweden. And Isak has not scored in about 9 games for both club and country. So it's not looking good for them. They even lost shock defeat for Sweden. So
Now the thing about Arsenal,
yeah,
let me add is that and they play on that. That's why the people say Arteta is very defensive, but I call it game management. Arteta is not all about getting the striker to score.
Yeah,
Arteta wants to win, and that's why he was able to play without a known striker for seasons,
yeah,
3 seasons.
Yeah,
yeah. He was playing without an established striker. So
of course,
that's why we felt it was a bad idea for Gyökeres to
go there. Yeah.
Yes, to go to the Emirates.
Yeah.
Because we felt he needed to be under a coach that would want the centre forward to score as much as possible. Now, I might be wrong. In fact, I want to be wrong. I want to say Gyökeres is a very tough striker because I don't want to have these arguments of saying the art of striking has regressed. People keep saying this on social media. I don't want to have that conversation. And then people keep hyping the English league. They start telling you the English league, or you will flop, or I don't like having such conversations because I think it's very, very myopic.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting on Gyökeres to actually do well in England, at least 20 Premier League goals this season. But his main drawback is that Arteta is comfortable with winning.
Yeah.
So if Arsenal gets a goal or 2 against Fulham, it doesn't have to be Gyökeres that scores.
Of course.
They will start managing the game.
Of course.
That has been his drawback. Unlike a certain Erling Haaland in Man City.
I think that when it comes to Arsenal, most people throw common sense and stats away and just have their own agenda, because for me, Arsenal is a very easy club to banter. And in fact, bantering Arsenal sometimes give you clicks, so people just talk anyhow. What I have discovered is this, right? For the last 2 seasons, Arteta has played without a known striker, and Arsenal has remained between 1 to 3 top scoring teams in the league. So it means that he has built a team where everybody can score.
And then once you score,
for me, that's how you win the league. Exactly.
Once you score,
exactly,
you manage
because
the game.
if you build a team around just one person scoring, then once you are figured out, you're in trouble.
Or what happens when the player is suspended
or injured or not just in form? Yeah. So for me, if Gyökeres scores 10 goals or 15 goals and Arsenal win the league,
no, please, just give us your prediction. Arsenal is winning nothing this season.
So for me, Gyökeres should join the team, contribute, look at Kai Havertz or Jesus and just contribute the best you can. Okay. So I see Arsenal winning 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. Somehow I feel Fulham will get a goal, and I feel there'll be a little bit of drama in that game because it's a London derby. Fulham will be up for it because, of course, the London banter and all of that. So I don't see Arsenal just walking over Fulham in that game. 2-1 victory for Arsenal will be really good, but a clean sheet will also be amazing for David Raya, who has conceded only 3 goals this season. Fantastic from him so far in 7 games. All right, so we'll move to Man City. They host Everton. Tricky game for Man City, if you ask me. Everton are in
Yes, there's a
form.
resurgence, and then
Yeah, there's a
also
resurgence.
Jack Grealish should want to
Thank
prove
you,
a
thank
point
you. He's
to.
back to the Etihad
But
for the
that's the,
weekend.
that's the mentality that could make or break Everton. I think if, because David Moyes has a way of building his team.
Yeah,
Now, when David Moyes is playing against a team that is equal, there's this attacking flair that his teams normally have.
yeah,
I'm talking about his days from Everton before he came to Manchester
of
United,
course.
to
Then
West
West
Ham,
Ham,
then back to Everton
back to
again.
Everton now.
I've
Yeah.
watched him for at least 15, 20 years. So I know David Moyes to an extent.
Yeah.
There's a way he builds his team. There's this superlative attacking flair that they
When they are
have
playing teams within
their weight, their weight
Yes.
grade. But then when he's playing against a team like Man City, obviously they have the skills. They have the technique to tear you apart if you allow them.
Yeah.
The best striker in the world currently is Erling Haaland. And
Mm.
then you have Omar Mamouche, who is also a world-class player. You have Doku, who is like on the form of his life.
Yeah.
In the form of his life. You also have Phil Foden, who is also very good. And then you have, I think Rodri is a bit injured, but then you have Tijani Reinders, who
Yeah.
coincidentally was named after our very own Tijani Babangida.
Yeah.
So I think Everton's chance of getting a result against Manchester City would be on the counter attack.
Yeah.
And then if they can make decisive passes,
Yeah.
Grealish is a very decisive player. He's very, very skillful, and he knows how to hold the ball and win fouls. That was one thing that when people were criticizing Grealish over the years for not contributing to goals and assists, I saw him as a very different player. Because Grealish was the player that was hugging the line for Guardiola. He was an outlet, not their main outlet though, but it was an outlet to be depressed, because once Grealish gets the ball, he rarely loses it. Because he does not play long passes that could miss. He plays them very short. There's a way he controls the ball and can win fouls.
Yeah.
So now imagine they are trying to come out of the press and then they get a foul like in your own half. That gives them time to regroup and attack you.
Watching Grealish for Everton this season so far, it looks like he has been unleashed. Like the Guardiola has a way of over-coaching players.
Yes, it's scientific.
Exactly.
Way
so
of football.
Grealish looks like the Grealish from Aston Villa that we used to see, that can take you on one-on-one. Guardiola wants to keep the ball.
Yes.
So
you don't create chances unnecessarily.
For Man City, Grealish looked like he was tired or something, but now it looks like
he had instructions.
He's free again to express himself.
I'm sure he had instructions.
That's what makes Everton very dangerous, yeah. And of course, they beat Crystal Palace in their last game. Crystal Palace had been unbeaten,
which was a late victory.
But then Everton took the points off them.
Is going to
Everton has 11 points. They are just behind Chelsea on goal difference. They've scored 9, but they've conceded 7. They are conceding a lot, if you ask me.
It's just 1 per game.
Yes, one per game, So
it's not even so
although Chelsea has conceded 9, so
of course,
you see that
so
they also deal with. So
I think that it's going to be a very, very it's going to be an easy game for City.
Okay.
If they score early.
If they score early,
If they score early, it's going to be an easy game for City because they're going to frustrate you. They're good on the ball.
Yeah.
And then they also have the setting Erling Haaland, who currently wants to score 2. He has the mentality Ronaldo and Messi had.
Yeah.
The Ronaldo and Messi of 2010 to like 2017, 2018. When they were never satisfied with winning. They wanted to be on the score sheet. And by the time they are on the score sheet, they wanted another one. They wanted a brace. When they got that brace, they wanted a hat-trick. That's the mentality Erling Haaland has now. And that's why their last game, they were leading by 3-1. He still scored 2 late goals. Because he wants to start pad.
Yeah, of course.
He wants to get as much goals as possible. So
of course,
if they score early, it's going to be trouble for Everton. Because Erling Haaland will have to. What will be their saving grace is if Erling Haaland is the one that scored that early goal.
Okay, so Haaland scoring but I would love to see a draw. I think I see a draw in this game. I think I see a 2-2. I see a 2-2 draw in this game. Haaland scoring, Grealish scoring too, for poetic justice. Grealish scoring, and of course, Ndiaye, the guy from Senegal, fantastic player if you ask me. Ndiaye from Senegal, during the qualifiers, it was amazing goal from Ndiaye. Senegal qualified, of course. Sadio Mane, top scorer in Senegalese football history, still banging in goals. So I see a 2-2 draw. Man City 2, Everton 2. Pin this, okay, pin this. You heard this from me first.
3-0
Man City 2, Everton.
to Man City.
Everton 2.
A goal from Erling Haaland.
Okay. Haaland to score, but still a draw for me. All right. So quickly, let's go to the big game of. Is this really a big game, in fact? Is this a big game?
The biggest clubs
Liverpool versus Man United
in the world.
It's a lopsided game.
No,
Liverpool versus Amorim's United.
Listen.
On Sunday.
Listen. You have to understand something.
Yeah.
Now they are rivals, and like I've always said, Manchester United has been the team. They've not really been at the level they should be in.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't really give up or roll over to another big team. You know, even the game they lost to Manchester City came as a surprise to me. I predicted just a 1-goal difference win.
Okay.
And if you notice, all the goals they scored, Man City scored, were from individual errors. And another thing you should know is that the rivalry between Manchester United and Liverpool runs deep.
Yeah.
You know, even the cities, they you know, in terms of economic, they have an economic rivalry. The city of Manchester and the city of Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an economic rivalry there, and then that extended to the football clubs. They are the two most successful clubs in England.
Yeah, of course.
They are tied on 20 EPL titles, but I think Liverpool is, you know, looking at being on top, like by winning this league.
Yeah.
And up until 2 weeks ago, you know, they were on top of the world.
They were on course for that,
yes, 15 points on 5 games until they lost back-to-back games to
Crystal Palace and, of course, Chelsea.
Yeah. And then they lost another game to Galatasaray
in the Champions League.
Yes, due to a goal from our very own Victor Osimhen. Yeah. So the thing is that Liverpool would be looking to, you know, bounce back. You know, it's very, very hard to imagine them losing 4 games on the trot or 3 EPL games on the trot, but anything can happen. Your past results do not matter. And then Amorim has a way of playing these big teams.
Yeah.
You know, and there's something you should know. If you go to a derby or a rivalry, a game that is, you know, very, very tense, very, very supercharged of rivals, it's always very, very, very tight.
Yeah.
You know, and the times Liverpool have beaten Manchester United 5-0, 7-0 was because Manchester United were extremely weak, and they needed to punish Manchester United because they know that when Manchester United comes back, it will be very hard to beat them. That game will be played at Anfield, but I still think Manchester United has a very big chance of even winning that game than they had against Sunderland. And the thing is, because all the players would want to turn up, Liverpool would want to keep the ball, playing into Manchester United's strengths. Manchester United is a very, very good counter-attacking team. They know how to switch the play. They have fast and strong forwards. So I do think that it will be very, very tense because Liverpool will want to build up, and then Manchester United will want to strike with every chance they have. And I think that is what is going to be on display on Sunday.
Personally, I am enjoying the humility of Man United. I grew up hating Manchester United. I did. I grew up hating Sir Alex Ferguson, or not liking. Hating is not the word. Not liking Man United.
You know, it's a very strong football emotion. You just see this team, you don't want them to be.
Not liking Sir Alex Ferguson. So we are seeing the decline of Man United for me is pleasurable. Okay. But having said that, banter aside, football analysis now, I do not see Liverpool just walking over Man United this weekend. I don't see it because Liverpool is under pressure now. They don't want to go 3. They do not want to lose 3 games back to back. It will be disastrous for them. It will not be good, confidence-wise, and all of that. United, on the other hand, are brimming with confidence all of a sudden because of Sunderland was not really a big deal, but of course they beat Chelsea and then they beat Sunderland. So however you look at it, I think you have won
3 games.
2 games. You beat
3 games.
You beat
Manchester
Chelsea.
United are on 10 points.
You beat Sunderland. Yes. Okay, but you lost one in between that.
Yeah,
You lost to
we lost to
Brentford.
Brentford,
Brentford.
we
Yes.
lost to
So
Arsenal, we lost to Man City.
yeah, and Man U right now have 10 points, and they are 10th in the league. So if you beat Liverpool, it takes you straight up to almost fifth place, Man City, or above Chelsea if Chelsea don't win. So it's a big game for Man United. They need to, if they get a draw, it will be a big result also
To be a big result for
for United
Liverpool
to get a
because Manchester
draw.
United is coming out to win.
Okay.
You know, it's a derby game. Manchester United would want to, you know, apart from the fact that Amorim is under pressure to deliver results,
Mm,
like you said, in football there are teams or players that you or managers that you just do not like. You don't want to see them succeeding. You understand? So I do believe that Manchester United, if not for anything, they would want Liverpool to continue this poor run of form
yeah.
because of the rivalry that is already there.
Mm,
And Amorim definitely does not want to leave Manchester United.
of course.
He
Of
loves the
course.
club. He's going to do everything possible to motivate his players to,
Mm.
you know, get a victory for him. So
For the average Man United fan in England, they would love to see Liverpool just have a horrible season, because if Liverpool do win the league, of course, it makes them the greatest club in Premier League history, and that rivalry alone for old Man United fans can be an issue. But give or take, what I want to see is a draw, right? I want to see a draw because
uh,
I would not love to. I would not like to see Man U fans celebrate.
Manchester
I don't
United is
want to
going to
see
beat
that.
them 2-1.
2-1 Man United.
Yeah, I think Benjamin Sesko is going to score.
1-1. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 1. I would love to see that draw. Both of you draw points, and then we see what happens from there. So it's been a very interesting league so far. Players have stood out. New signings have taken time to get used to the league. Florian Wirtz is still um, a big conversation. 130 million pounds to just cover grass at Anfield.
But the thing is that it's the general team that has underperformed
Yeah.
this season. Liverpool has not performed to expectations, so it's kind of like you know, showed
Mm.
in, you know, it was exemplified by Florian Wirtz. But if you look at it, even Mohamed Salah has not been
Yeah.
at his best. You know,
Mm.
it was a shit show over the weekend 2 weeks ago when they played Chelsea.
Yeah.
I was frustrated watching Mohamed Salah. You know, that's not the Salah that I know.
Of course, no.
So
Mm.
so it's not just the Florian Wirtz issue. I
Mm.
think the team has to sit up. You know, the goals and the assists will definitely come. And like I always say, I think one of the and that's why I was even angry at Bruno Fernandes. You know, you have a new centre forward, you have a new sheriff in town. At least let the person take a few spot kicks, you know, to get
Yeah,
them
true.
on the scoreline. If
Mm.
Salah had not been, I don't know, if Salah had not been, so you know, you need that selfish mentality to be at the top, though. But if Florian Wirtz has scored, let's say, a penalty or two since this season started, the pressure would not be on him.
Mm.
That would enable him create, because each time he's going on the pitch now, he's having this feeling that I'm not doing enough. I've not scored. I've not assisted. You know, these things they get. These footballers, they are humans too.
Of course.
It
Yeah.
gets to them. It could affect their confidence. So I do think that it's not going to be this week though, because I don't think it's going to be very very effective
Mm.
for, because he will be playing against two. You know, he plays the number 10 position
Yes.
where he will be watched by two players closely
Yeah.
based on the Amorim's setup.
Formation. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think this is the week for him, but he's a decent player and he's going to be going forward one of the key players for Liverpool FC. So it's too early to write him off, but it's not too early to banter him.
Okay, so Arsenal sit top of the league, 16 points, and every other team just following. Liverpool really, Liverpool close with 15 points, and Tottenham still doing very well with their new manager. They're in third place.
Thomas Frank.
Yes, Thomas Frank, and they take on Aston Villa owner Emery. Was under pressure a few weeks ago, but I think that the pressure should have subsided because they've been able to get some
I
results
hope he will be able to dissipate the pressure with a win against Tottenham
against Tottenham.
Hotspur.
Okay.
Yeah, because Emery is a very very good coach. He
Mm,
knows what he's doing. He
yeah.
knows his onions. You know, he's won a lot of trophies over the years,
Yes.
even at the European level.
Yes. Europa League, yeah, of
Yes, with
course. Yeah.
Sevilla.
Yeah.
I just think that he's going to be able to do it.
Mm.
Yeah, I think this is his week. It's either going to be a 2-1 win for them or a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
Yeah, because this Tottenham Hotspur team, they make a lot of mistakes defensively.